Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm reviewing Just Mercy. So Just Mercy is a film based on true events. It's created from the memoir of Bryan Stevenson. This film is about his attempt to help men that are on death row that may have been wrongly convicted and trying to find justice and seeking justice in a system that is bogged down with racism. Now, films like this that are very racially charged always seem to be far more impactful when they're dealing with real life events, whether it's something like this or Detroit, or When They See Us. You just get to see a dramatization, like a recreation of a real event, these horrible events that happened in real life, and that hits home harder than anything made up by Hollywood can. And Michael B Jordon is excellent in this film, playing Bryan Stevenson, this young attorney who doesn't really know what he's getting into. He comes from Harvard. He comes from a family in a situation where he hasn't had to deal with the horrors of racism in a way that these men on death row have been dealing with. And some of the scenes where he is first introduced to this systemic racism are the strongest and most impactful scenes in the film. And Michael B Jordon plays that scene excellently. Particularly, there's a scene where he is first going to the prison to visit these inmates, and a guard or a corrections officer is forcing him to get stripped down naked for no reason, just because he's black and he wants to degrade him, dehumanize him, and seeing him just shaking when the man leaves, trying to put on a brave face, but having himself be dehumanized and his reaction to that, just that scene had so much to say without actually having to say anything. Jamie Foxx, who plays Walter McMillan, who is the man on death row, who has been wrongly accused of this crime just because he was the wrong place at the wrong time, and you have Bryan Stevenson trying to help, trying to shine some light on the real lack of evidence in his case and try to get to the bottom of what really happened, and him being this man who's just almost beaten down by the system. He doesn't want to accept that he's going to be sentenced to death, but at the same time he's fighting back against a force he just can't imagine, and then having him unite with Bryan Stevenson and coming up and rising up against this, like I said, systemic racism and just this wall that seems like it's impossible to break through is just a real sign of the human spirit. And some of the scenes with him and the other death row inmates trying to make light of their situation, trying to rise up, whether it be spiritually or emotionally, and get past these events that they aren't defined by where they are or what they're dealing with. In particular, there's a scene that deals with one of the inmates being put to death, his actual execution in the electric chair, and all the other inmates are, kind of rise up and show that they're there with him, they're going to be with him when he passes on. And that's just a different view of execution that I've seen in a film before. Obviously, it's always very sad, very somber, but this is showing that we're not going to give up just because this is happening. Just because you can kill me, you're not killing my spirit, you're not killing who I am. And this movie just had some really, really powerful scenes, and it's well directed, and just the story overall, while it is a true story, they're able to craft this in a way that you are feeling what these people are feeling. You're conveying the ideas that you want to be conveyed. At the end of the day, while this movie is trying to, shine some light on a serious event, a real life event, it's also showing the resilience of the human spirit and the good things that exist in the world, and trying to stand up against the evils that are created in society. And that's just shown so well through the different characters, whether it will be Michael B Jordon's character, Jamie Foxx, Brie Larson, just having everyone stand up against this bad thing instead of just, laying down and letting it happen. It's just a story that is something that needs to be told. I think a lot of people should check this movie out. And it doesn't feel too over the top or heavy-handed with the way that it's talking, because it is a real event. It doesn't feel like it needs to politicize it or make it ridiculous. It's telling a lot of the true stories, and from the point of view of someone who was actually there. It's it's created from a memoir. It's not an entirely made-up script around a real event. It has some first-hand knowledge to it, and just having this movie portray what it's trying to portray in such a powerful way, I think it's a really solid outing from everyone involved. So if I were to rate this movie, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, very impactful on the level of something like When They See Us or Detroit, just showing the horrors of the past when it comes to racism, trying not to repeat these events in American history. We had a lot of things in the news recently about racism, cultural divides in the country, and kind of showing some light on these horrible things, not letting this happen again. It's just something that feels very timely and very powerful, and it's just a well-crafted movie while it's dealing with these things. It's not just great messaging or a powerful story, it's also a very well-made film. So if you saw Just Mercy, let me know what you thought about it. Did you like it as much as I did? Do you think it was as powerful as I did. I feel like it's flying under the radar. I haven't really heard any buzz about it getting nominated for anything like that, but Michael B Jordon was excellent. I think it's one of his best roles to date, if not his best role. Some of his really early work is really fantastic, but this was a very emotional and powerful performance from him, and I would like to see more of that going forward. Everyone involved did a fantastic job. So again, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you next time.